We're chilling! We're chilling with Rick. He's gonna get to the story quick. Yeah, we're chilling. Yes, we're chilling with Rick. Chilling with Rick, everybody. Yeah.
All right, let's get to the sponsors. Upscale Exotics, reptile-only specialty store that carries exotic reptiles looking for homes. They have snakes, lizards, geckos, turtles, chameleons, tarantulas, and more. It's the store of the creepy critters. With all the supplies, enclosures, and food, it's your one-stop shop, and they have knowledgeable staff located at 145 West Seneca Street in Sherrill, 315-367-5002. Games People Play, formerly Mind Games. It's a game store with so much more. They've been in business for 28 years. They have Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh!, or Magic the Gathering, Dungeons and Dragons, and also sports cards. They also have retro video games and board games. Weekly events held in-store and a knowledgeable staff located at 114 Madison Street in Oneida, 315-363-2448. Whitestown Automotive, quality repairs at a good price just up the Thruway Bridge in Westmoreland. Boogie Dad's Music, working on producing and distributing music on all platforms and great royalty kickbacks for all performers. Oneida Carpets. Oneida Carpets, family owned and operated by Scott and Lynn White. They're both installers. They install carpet, laminate, vinyl, luxury vinyl, plank flooring, and ceramic tile. All of your flooring needs in one store. They're located at 174 Madison Street in Oneida, 315-361-9800. Big Girl Stump Removal. Do you have a stump that needs to be removed? I'm talking about a tree stump. Then call up Big Earl. He's a great guy with very fair prices, and he'll grind the stump right down to the roots. Give him a call at 315-363-5217. Papa Top. That place out there is just like Florida. It's a tropical paradise out there on that big old deck. They have obviously the outdoor deck, Adirondack chairs, picnic tables, bar stools. Grab some friends and go listen to some live music at Papa Top. Frog's Bar. Outdoor bar, picnic tables, Adirondack chairs, 2 fire pits for when fall comes. The owner, Mary, is phenomenal. She's a friend of mine. She wears the chillin' zip up proudly. And there's live music there all summer. Oneida Calet Civic Center. Upcoming events include NU Wrestling on May 27th. I'll be at that. Absolute Adele, an Adele tribute show, coming October 22nd at 3 p.m. Get your tickets for that, oneidacalet.com. Also coming on Saturday, February 24th, 2024, is Appetite for Voltage, a Guns N' Roses AC/DC tribute band. Get your tickets at oneidacalet.com. All right, on to my next guest. What's up, everybody? Welcome to Chillin' with Rick. Today I have with me from the Brothers Grimm Band, lead singer and guitarist, Michael Phoenix Hart.
Nice to be here.
Nice
Good to be here.
Nice to have you here. Welcome to the show.
Yeah, you sure picked a hell of a hot day.
Don't get Gary Johnson going.
No. I actually know Gary quite well. We grew up together.
Who doesn't?
Yeah. It's interesting. Most of the people that have been on your show,
Yeah.
I know all of them.
Yeah.
And I grew up with Scott DeCan.
Yep.
Grew up in the beach, played basketball with him in elementary school.
My apologies for hanging out with him. I love you, Scotty. He's one of my favorite people. Actually.
Yeah, I've known Scott for a long time. Lynn White, I've had the pleasure of knowing him now for...
That's my real condolences right there.
For maybe about 4 or 5 years I've known Lynn.
Man, about me too. You know,
yeah.
He's a sponsor. Check out Before August. Thank you, Mike Farrar, for the cool theme music, and Monster Mike for the posters and everything you do on my page. Sorry.
Gotta pay the bills.
Yes,
Gotta pay the bills.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so known Lynn for a while.
Lynn is a wonderful human being.
Yeah,
he really is.
great guy.
Yep.
Great guy.
Yep.
You wouldn't know he's 16.
I know.
You wouldn't know it.
That's all that gray hair that
That's-
fools everybody. Actually, I don't think it's. I think it's white. He's really Lynn White.
Yeah.
He's gonna call me up and chew me a new ass.
Yeah, there you go.
It wouldn't be the first time.
Oh, man.
So tell me about yourself, man. Where are you from?
So I'm originally from Sylvan Beach area.
Okay, beach kid.
Beach kid.
Yep.
Born in Rome, raised in Sylvan Beach / Camden area.
Yep.
Um,
I was in Waterway Trailer Park in the beach. I don't know
oh,
if you ever-
my whole family was there.
Really?
Yeah, so you know the Van Alstynes?
Yes. Kim's
Yep.
a good friend of
Really
mine.
good friends of mine.
Yep.
Gary Johnson,
Yep.
the Johnsons, friend of mine, and right next to them, in between them and the Primos
Oh,
was.
Sandy used to babysit me.
Yeah, me too, me too.
I probably know you. I just don't.
Yeah, so right in between Sandy and the Johnson was my grandmother's place, the Stingers.
Okay, I've heard of them. Yeah.
Yeah, so my mom, she's a Stinger. My cousin Adrian, who's the singer of Not Robots.
Okay. All right.
You know, so we all grew up in that area.
Yeah.
And that's how I know Scotty,
yeah.
and
Yeah.
I know all the guys lived down there. Used to be friends with Joe Knapp.
Yeah.
So many people down there.
I was born in '76.
Oh wow.
I moved out of there in '84.
Oh yeah, so you're ancient.
Yeah, I am.
Yeah,
ancient.
you're ancient. Yeah,
You're what, 25?
yeah I- totally.
Hey, everything's
To-
still brown, so
To-
what the hell?
totally 25.
Whether
yeah.
that's just for men, that's your secret.
Oh no, I wouldn't go so fake. I would just let it go gray and
That's
white.
what I'm doing, brother.
Yeah, just let it go.
Let it go, man.
Yep.
Yep. Scotty's like, oh, gotta get my just for men out. I got like one gray hair.
My brother Chris swears that I dye my beard and stuff
Yeah.
every year at on the holidays. He's like, "You dyeing that, aren't you?" I'm like, "No, I'm not." He's like, he's already going gray, and
Yeah.
no, I'm still. It must be the music.
It's got to keep
It's
you
got,
young, man.
you know, the music. You know, you have to work so hard, 3-4 hours jumping around on stage, singing and sweating. I mean,
Yeah.
it probably just keeps you young. So.
I'm guessing that's right,
Yeah.
man.
Otherwise, I don't have any secrets. I have no other secrets than that. So
I'm a goofball who started the show and made a fucking good living off of it.
there you go.
Well, I don't know about a living, but I'm having a hell of a good time doing it.
Well, it's not a lot of exercise.
No.
This is all mental
I mean,
exercise.
my back door's right there. I walk out here.
Yeah.
Come on. And I'm hanging out with my buddies.
Right.
I mean, don't get any better than that, man.
Yeah, this day and age is really cool that we can do these kind of things.
Yeah. Yeah.
When we were kids, we were probably faking this.
Yeah.
But now you can actually do it.
Yeah.
It's kind of amazing.
Yeah.
The technology is pretty great.
Yeah.
So, especially for bands.
Yes.
When I first started playing music, there wasn't really a lot of options for recordings or getting video of your bands and stuff. It took
Yeah.
you'd have to have a lot of money to buy that gear. Where now
Absolutely.
there's virtually, you go on Amazon, buy all the gear you
Right
want. Yeah.
I got the layaway plan. These are $300, but
Yeah.
they're wonderful.
Yeah, and that's the other thing
Yeah.
is as a musician, music gear is pretty incredibly expensive.
Yes, it is.
Depending on what you're buying, I guess.
I didn't know when I first started this that sound equipment for a cell phone was a thing. I had no clue.
Yeah.
I just set up my tripod and then people were like, we can't hear you. I was like, well, I put my phone on.
Yeah. Yeah.
I didn't know I needed sound equipment.
Yeah. Yeah, that's good though. At least you got some feedback from the audience. Like,
Yeah.
we want to hear you.
Yeah. We're taking the time to try to listen to this, but we can't hear it.
Yeah.
Well, turn the volume up, I used to tell them.
Yeah,
That's all the way up.
And most people are watching everything on their cell phones
Yes.
or like a tablet.
Scotty turns this on his whatever size TV he's got. It's pretty big size
Yeah.
TV.
Well, that's
And he
great.
sends me a picture of it with his feet up like this. He's watching my show, and I was like, I love you, Scotty.
Yeah, that's how you know you made it. You're
That's
on
right.
you're on TV.
I am
You're
on
on TV.
Oh,
Yeah,
we
so
got
I-
a bird fight.
So I grew up in the beach.
Yeah.
I know all the guys most of the guys that have been on the show.
Who I used to hang around with is Larry Michael Garvey.
Oh, yeah, I know
Yeah.
Larry Garvey. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Brian.
I remember his middle name. Stephen Fairbanks, Henry Johnston.
Yep, I know the Johnstons too.
Yeah.
Yep.
Dude, it's a small world, man.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
didn't know.
Well, I lived. I was around here for a long time, but then I went out west for years. I lived out in Colorado and San Francisco,
World traveler.
Yeah, just
Oh, yeah.
I was traveling, I was working, but I was also playing a little bit of music here and there all over the place. And I think it was 2001 when I came back. We started a band called the Soggy Monsters,
I love the name.
and Jim Hool was in it. I don't know if you know Jim Hool.
The name sounds familiar.
Yep, he's a great musician, but he's also does incredible photography for a lot of big bands like Mo,
I've heard
a
of
lot
that.
of the jam bands at Saranac. You can always see him there.
Yep.
So he was in the band. Andrew DeLalba, who was also from this area, he lives in Ithaca now. He played drums for us, and a guy Mike Thompson. I forgot where Mike Thompson was from, but he was our bass player, and so we had that band for probably 8 or 9 years. And we used to throw a big, well, I don't know if you'd call it big, but a fairly decent sized festival at the Durnville Fireman Field Days.
That's awesome.
And we called it Band Camp.
Yeah.
And so we'd have like 10 bands, food trucks, before it was like really a big thing. And we had a great, like, I think it was 3 or 4 years we did that. And then they were like, okay, this is way too big for what we got here. You know, I think they were a little afraid of the, you know, the crazies that might come around and some of the weird stuff that was known to happen at the party. We had one guy just ran a golf cart straight through the gate.
Oh.
Yeah. Well,
Terrorizing the property.
yeah, unlucky for him, we threw him out, but I think we kept all of his beer. You know, so there's just a front, when you rolled in the front gate, there was just a roll.
You go beer stand.
Yeah, you go beer stays. Yeah, you roll in the front gate, there was just a crashed golf cart and somebody handing out beer at the front gate when you came in, so that was a really fun time.
Yeah.
But promoting a festival and playing it with your band, I highly don't recommend that. It's like double the work.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's so much work for one afternoon. But it was fun.
Yeah.
After that, I took a hiatus for a little while. I think I went back out west. When I came back, my friend Liz Friedel
Yep.
and Rich Smith, they were playing in a band called Vagabond Station, and they had asked me to come sit in one night, I think at Whitewater Tavern. And I sat in with them, and I was like, I really like what you guys got going on. And they were like, well, we really like your sound. Do you want to join the band?
Yeah.
And I was like, sure. So I joined Vagabond Station for a little while. And there was this really cute piano player who played piano and sang backup, and that's not my wife.
Oh.
So
Awesome.
I met Melinda, whose brothers I also played basketball with in Oneida, but
Awesome.
never knew they had a sister.
Oh.
And so we started dating in the band, and then we went on to play. Me and her played in like 3 or 4 bands after that, and she's now the keys and organs to the Brothers Grimm Band.
Hell yeah.
Yep. So, yeah.
Stays in the family.
Yeah, it stays in the family. Yeah, it's hard to find a good keyboard or organ player. You know, when you got one, you got to lock them down because they're really tough to find. Them and horn players, I think, are probably the 2 hardest musicians to find. I think they're just
I know a band called the Horn Dogs.
the Horn Dogs. We were just talking about them. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So I think I've been playing music in this area for probably 20 years.
Really? And you're only 25?
Yeah, no.
Dude, you got started young. I like to make the guest laugh.
Yeah, yeah.
That's what I do,
No,
brother.
it feels good. You're making me feel good, Rick.
Yeah, I'm
I love
telling
it.
you,
I'll
you're
take
chilling, man.
25 all day long.
You're chilling in 90-degree weather,
That's-
man.
The most. Hey, at least we got this breeze.
You got the breeze and I'm in the shade.
It could be so much worse.
When I started this year, me and Lynn were out here freezing.
Really?
It was like 59 degrees out with a breeze.
Where'd you guys start? In March?
May 8th.
May 8th?
Yeah.
And it was still that cold,
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, it just went. Upstate New York goes from, winter to summer.
Bipolar.
Yeah, there's no.
Ask Tim Moyer.
Yeah, there's no real spring. You maybe get like 3 days of it.
Yeah. I always look forward to Tim Moyer's post. Mother Nature's a bipolar bitch. He's a riot. Today's his birthday. Happy birthday, Tim.
Happy birthday, Tim.
Well, it won't air that, but You get it.
Yeah, he'll see this. And,
He
and
will.
know.
He watches every episode. I don't know why, but he does, so I appreciate it.
Yeah, I watch your episodes pretty regularly.
That's good, man.
Especially because, again, all the people I know are here on your show, so it's good to watch them.
I keep it local.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's good. You know, years ago when I first started playing in this area, Syracuse was the place to play.
Yep.
It was like all the bands were playing there, all the clubs were there, and Utica was like nothing was really going on in Utica.
Yeah.
So we were playing in Syracuse all the time. We were playing down at the square all the time, playing all the bars down there. I used to play also in a reggae band called Moon Patrol.
All right.
It was a straight dub reggae band, and so I was in two bands at the time, Moon Patrol and Soggy Monsters, and I was gigging every 2 or 3 times a week.
That's awesome.
And we were just playing all over the place, and it was really hard because we all had to travel to Syracuse to play all the time. There was nothing really local, where now there's a lot of local stuff happening, which I really like. And the scene is different now than it was when I was younger. It was really cutthroat, a lot of egos, a lot of people arguing.
I heard about it.
A lot of people just trying to not share, where, knowing Lynn White, if anyone knows Lynn White, they know that he's a super generous guy.
He is.
I got introduced to Kevin Rule through Lynn. And, these guys are I don't know. I don't want to say they're our biggest fans, because we're big fans of those guys' bands.
Yep.
But the love that they show other musicians, the fact that they post other musicians' shows on their Facebook when they have their own bands to promote, is uncanny kindness.
Yes.
You won't see that anywhere.
When I started this, number one, they welcomed me with open arms. Nobody knew what the hell back then it was sitting with Rick.
It was that was the evolution. It was sitting the chilling.
I was like, all right, I've heard this chilling word a lot. We're going to go with that.
Yeah.
Thank God for that name change.
Yeah, sitting I don't think would have been as big a hit.
Yeah. So anyway, they welcomed me with open arms. Tim Moyer used to tell me how cutthroat it used to be.
Mm-hmm.
Like everybody had their own little turf.
Yep.
Like, don't you dare play here, And I'm glad it's not like that anymore.
It's kind of ridiculous, but
And other bands are out supporting other bands. Like, you'll see Len White show up at other bands. Steve
shows
Seelman,
up at my shows.
Kevin Rule goes out to see other bands.
Both of them guys have come out to my shows. I
They're
go to
great
their
supporters.
shows. That's the thing. I think that's an interesting change that I've seen in many years.
Yep.
I go see As If. I go to see their shows.
Yep.
Scotty will show up at our shows.
Yep.
It's really nice to see that, because it feels like you're not alone. Because it can be really hard to be in a band trying to, we do all our own work. There's nobody promoting us except for guys like you and other podcasts and things like that. But we all do the work. Not a lot of people see the work that goes into having a band. It's not just the playing music. There's so much behind the scenes.
You got that right.
The investment in the gear. Rehearsal time,
booking it. I know something about booking a musician.
Yeah, calling clubs. I really like that. A lot of clubs are they won't answer their Facebooks or anything. They want to see you in person, which I really like.
Yep.
But at the same time, that's also kind of hard to do this day and age.
Yes.
But it's nice that that's still a thing.
Yeah.
They want to gauge you. They want to see who you are. But again, I just a lot of props to Kevin Rule from Broken Rule and Lynn White from
Speaking
Before
of Kevin,
August.
he messaged me this morning, and he watched John Westcott's interview, which you told me when you rolled up.
Yeah.
That was fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
And we tried to make the best of it. And Kevin Rule says to me, that lawnmower was a nice touch.
Yeah.
I go, I was livid. I go, we made the best out of it. God gave us lemons. We made lemonade. He's like, don't worry about it. It shows it's real.
Yeah.
He goes, and you got through it. He goes, that's why you're successful.
Absolutely. There's
So Kevin Rule, thank you for that, brother.
Yeah, you can tell that it's not rehearsed when the lawnmower comes by.
Better not show up tonight.
No, it's too hot. Nobody's trying to mow the lawn today.
I know mine looks like crap. I got to get it mowed before Tim gets here.
Yeah. Hopefully it stays green and doesn't get all crabgrass if you mow it while it's hot.
These flowers are a new thing, whatever was growing.
Little clovers everywhere. Yeah, it's nice.
Yeah.
It's nice.
Yeah. So anyway, back to us.
Yep.
I tend to ramble.
Yep. It's that ADHD, you know?
It is.
Yeah, everybody catches it nowadays.
So what did you listen to growing up? Like, and did you always want to be in a band? Like, what was in the back of your head as a young kid?
Well, so it's interesting, you know, I kind of come from a musical family. My grandfather on my mom's side was in a barbershop quartet.
Oh, I love those. A lot of people don't like them.
And my uncle Skip, I think Adrian mentioned him too, was in a band called Yesterday's Child.
Yep.
And so we grew up like just being, if we weren't around a campfire listening to somebody play guitar and sing, we were out watching my uncle's band perform all over this area. So like music had always been something that was in my life. My mom used to sing all the time.
Yep.
So it was something that we were very familiar with. So I always loved music. But when I was in junior high school, I met a friend of mine named Dennis Harp, and he
I know
was
Danny Harp. I've heard of Dennis.
the Harps. I'm sure they're related.
Tony.
Tony, yeah.
I went to school with Tony.
Yeah. So they're related. Yep.
Yep.
So I walk in there and I was listening to, you know, I was like hardcore K-rock skater punk kid.
There you go.
And I met Dennis Harp, and there he is wearing tie-dyes and dancing bears. And we looked at each other like, had lockers next to each other. We became very good friends.
Yep.
And then we started exchanging music. And after you know it, he was listening to Godsmack, and I was listening to Fish and the Grateful Dead. And, you know, then I found myself on tour with the Dead and with Further for a couple years, going to all the festivals. I really fell in love with festival music.
Yeah.
And at that point, when at festivals, there's just a vibe at like a festival with multiple bands and lots of people. I was like, this is kind of what I want to do.
Yeah.
You know, I like this communal situation.
Yeah.
And so I was like, well, I started playing music. At like 14, I was already playing music, playing guitar, playing in a local Metallica band. And then I started to change gears. I wanted to play more blues and more jazz and things like that. So I started playing with a couple different drummers and different people in the area. And I've been lucky to play with lots of musicians of all different styles,
That's awesome.
which has really opened up my window of available, you know, things to pull from,
Yeah.
art to pull from. Because I used to really be a painter. I used to paint a lot when I was younger.
So you're artist.
So arts have always been kind of my thing.
Yep.
And so music I find to be just like painting. When you're creating a song, or even the way that Brothers Grimm Band covers songs, we don't do covers. Not like other bands do, where, you know, they play the cover the way that you would hear it. We don't do that.
Yeah.
We find a song that's in our wheelhouse, and we say, okay, we want to do this song, and we'll tear the whole arrangement apart, and we'll rearrange it and try to accent the different areas that we want emotionally, like build-ups or breakdowns and things like that. And you know, vocal pieces or just like solos or whatever. So we like to tear it apart and re-put it together in our format.
Yeah.
And I think that that's very artistic.
Oh yeah, it is.
I like to see, when I go see bands and they're covering other people's music, I love when I see them do something that isn't what the band does.
Yeah.
Like break it down or mashups or other things like that. You know, that stuff is, I'll listen to your band all day long. I don't care what you're playing. If you're doing artistic renderings of different songs, I'm like, I'm in.
Yeah.
You know, I'll stand and I'll listen to everything you got, just
That's
because
awesome.
I want to hear you play it differently.
Yeah.
So I feel it's artistic in that way.
Yeah. I love that, man.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
And so, again, being exposed to so much music, and again, that communal vibe of musicians.
Do you
and,
prefer one genre, or are you like eclectic?
yeah, I'm eclectic. Like, even the album that we're producing right now, like, it's got everything from reggae songs on it to more modern progressive rock and blues. It's just, I mean, personally, that's kind of my wheelhouse. Anywhere from like progressive rock to blues rock to reggae stuff, jazz. I just like all of those things.
I dig that kind of music too.
Yeah, one of my favorite artists right now is Marcus King.
There you go.
If you know who Marcus King is, then we're good friends. Because Marcus King is
Let me get my phone. I got to Google him. Hold on, give me a second.
amazing artist right now. He was discovered by Warren Haynes, and so if you know who Warren Haynes is, you can kind of guess what kind of music he plays.
Yeah.
We got a running joke in the band. I bring Uncle Warren everywhere I go. I was going to bring him today, but I forgot him. I got a little picture of Warren Haynes that I set on my amplifier when I'm playing, and I've had so many people over the years go, "Who is that? Is that your dad?" And I'm like, "No, that's my uncle."
That's my
You know, and so we had a running joke. So now on the bottom of the picture, we painted Uncle Warren.
There you go.
And so now when people see it, they don't ask. They're just like, "Oh, it's obviously his uncle." But it's Warren Haynes. I'm hoping one day Warren will see it and like just show up at a show one time, and we'll actually have Uncle Warren on stage or something.
That would be cool.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you for what you sent me today. The songs. That was awesome. I jammed out to all of them.
Awesome.
I can't pick a favorite.
Good.
I love them all.
Good.
And I can't wait to see you. You're going to be at Papa Top relatively soon, I
Yeah,
think.
we're at Papa Top. This Saturday we're at the Good Life in Camden.
Yep.
And then the next show is the Rusty Pond Jam.
Yep.
And I think after that is Papa Top.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll definitely see you really soon.
Oh yeah.
I can't wait.
Yeah, that's why I figured I'd send you some music, and
Yep.
you got a sneak peek into some of the stuff that we're recording.
Chillin' Perks.
Yeah, chillin' perks. I get the music nobody's heard before yet.
That's awesome.
So I wanted you to hear some of that stuff, so you got to feel. And you could see right away, like the 4 songs I sent you, you could tell that like that's a way different range.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. I loved it, man.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for that. I love doing this, and I love the little perks of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so. Oh, by the way, I got a cool koozie from him. Brothers Grimm.
I got a cool koozie from Rick. Chilling with Rick.
I gotta buy more. I'm running out of colors.
Yeah.
They're cheap.
The swag goes fast. You know what else I brought you too?
Oh, what'd you got?
Yeah, I brought you some more stuff here. Let me. We got stickers.
Where'd that tie-dye come from?
Oh yeah, that's I don't know. This cool guy gave it to me. He said, "You don't look that cool unless you got one of these on."
Chilling with Rick tie-dye.
Chilling with Rick tie-dye.
That's what's up. Come to find out, they're a big flop.
Really?
Nobody wants tie-dye.
I'm a big tie-dye guy. I rock tie-dye all over the place.
Oh
so.
yeah, man.
Again, I was a K-Rock.
Oh, he's got weed. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah. The perks of chilling with Rick, you know.
I'm good, man.
So I got a couple stickers for you.
I appreciate that, brother.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
You can give a couple away, or you can slap them on all kinds of stuff.
Oh yeah. I like these little critters you got on here, these little monsters.
Yeah, so my friend,
I dig that.
My good friend Sarah Price, she's an artist and graphic design artist. You've probably seen her work because she does everything from work for the counties to art. And I had her make a logo for us, and this is. I said, well, I kind of want some Brothers Grimmy theme. I don't know what the theme would be, and she was like, well, how about some monsters? And I was like, yes.
Do you have T-shirts?
We are out of T-shirts. Okay. we're out of everything except for that one koozie I gave you and these stickers. That's it. Because every gig we're just
that's good,
tossing merch everywhere, which is how you get people.
Yep.
There's hundreds of people running around with koozies and stickers somewhere.
Yeah.
So it'll be nice, one day when you just walk into a bar, see somebody with a koozie or see somebody with a sticker. So
when I come to see you, I'll make sure to have it on.
there you go. We'll pull you up on stage and do a little promo.
I'll do the introduction for you if you want.
There you go. We'll do that.
You wanted the best, you got the best.
We'll do that.
I'll keep it simple.
We'll have you announce us at Papa Top. That sounds great.
That's what's up. They sponsor me, so what the hell?
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
So, do you have a favorite album? Like, favorite band, favorite album? Or is it you can't pick?
Yeah, see, that's a weird thing. Like, I've never been a guy who's been very into one band or artist.
Yeah.
And one album. But, I mean, if you were to ask me probably what I've listened to the most, it would probably be an Allman Brothers album.
I hear that a lot.
Allman Brothers, just epic classic band. You know,
No
like,
Kiss?
I like Kiss.
Yeah, okay. I hear that the most.
Yeah,
Kiss changed my life.
Yeah, I don't think Kiss changed my life. You know, I think some of the first music I was exposed to was a combination of Beastie Boys, Elvis, and Twisted Sister.
Now that's eclectic.
And I think my cousin Adrian, he can vouch, because I remember, I think one of us brought the Twisted Sister album, and the other one brought the Beastie Boys album, and we listened to both of them.
Yeah.
And then, you know, growing up, my mom and stuff, they were listening to Elvis and Conway Twitty, and
I love Conway.
my dad was always blaring Journey or you know, Rush or something like that.
I needed to live in your house, man.
Yeah, I mean, we grew up with a lot of music, and
That's
if it
all
wasn't
great
being
music,
if
too.
it wasn't being played by somebody, it was on the radio.
Yeah.
And I grew up in a pretty big family, and at my grandfather's house every weekend, he would have a bonfire every weekend. There'd be like, you know, 70, 80 people.
That's awesome.
All aunts, uncles, cousins, music blaring, everyone drinking and getting crazy, you know. So
You had your Kool-Aid, nobody spiked it.
yeah, nobody spiked it. I mean, maybe their Kool-Aid was spiked. I can't vouch for that, but yeah. So, you know, grew up with a lot of music, a lot of insanity, and a lot of music around. So
Yeah, that's awesome.
yep,
You got a fun story?
I got lots of stories.
I
Rick.
want to hear a couple.
I got so many stories.
You can't leave chilling until you tell a story or two.
What one can I tell?
You got to make sure it's permitted.
There's some I can't tell. They might be illegal, or they may still be in that legal clause or something.
Oh no, I put him on the spot.
Now I'm on the spot.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I've seen so many shows.
Yes.
I've seen hundreds of live music shows.
I have a friend
myself.
like you who used to tour,
Yeah, used to tour, and
like Fish and stuff like that.
even to this day, like I still go see lots of bands like Tedeschi Trucks. You know, I'll go see any of the good bands that I've loved over the years who still are playing, who still come around. I see Government Mule if they come. I hope someday in the next couple of years they come back to Saranac, because that was one of my favorite shows. Was watching Government Mule play at Saranac Brewery.
Yeah.
So I'll tell two stories.
Okay.
Warren Haynes was playing at Saranac Brewery. I was up front. Then I love Allman Brothers. I love Warren Haynes. They're probably on my top 5.
Okay.
And I love the stuff that Warren Haynes does, because again, he's very eclectic. You know, I like how they call them like a southern rock band, and sometimes they call them a jam band, sometimes they call them a progressive blues band. That's because you can't nail them down. They're playing so much.
Yeah.
But I was watching Warren Haynes, and I kept heckling him.
Uh-oh.
And I was like, you know, give me your guitar. That was the thing I used to do, like, give me your guitar. No, like that was never going to happen.
Yeah.
But, you know, maybe, who knows?
You gotta say please, man.
Yeah, I was like, Warren, please give me a guitar. And he kept looking down at me and just shaking his head. And, you know, and then at the end of one of the, I think the second set, I just kept heckling him, and he took his pick and he flicked it like that. And when he did, everyone looked to see where it went. Everyone was grabbing for it, and it just disappeared. And I was like, oh, shit, where'd that pick go?
Yeah.
And I turned around, my buddy just started laughing. The pick had stuck directly to my forehead. he flicked it, and it stuck directly to my forehead.
Quit annoying me, kid.
Yeah, quit annoying me. So I have it, and it's framed actually at the house. I framed it. That was pretty funny.
This was once in my forehead.
Yeah, this one it's stuck on my forehead. Just random weird things that happen at a show, you know.
Yeah.
If you're not buying a T-shirt, you're hoping to get some kind of fanfare like that.
Yeah.
Another time at Blues Travelers at Saranac, I did the same thing, and the guitar player actually put his guitar like right in front of me.
Yeah.
And it was a nice, beautiful, like $6,000 PRS guitar.
Yeah.
And he handed it right to me, and I was like, no way.
Wow.
And I went to grab it, and he goes, psych!
Oh, you bastard.
Yeah, I laughed because I was like, yeah, who was I kidding? Like, he
Yeah.
was really going to give me a $6,000 guitar.
Yeah.
But it was fun.
Yeah.
It's fun when the bands interact like that so intimately, you know. Those are stories that I'll have the rest of my life. That
Dude, that's awesome.
you know, maybe some other people won't have that story. They're like, yeah, I saw him there, but yeah, I almost had his guitar in my hand. I was this close from a $6,000 PRS.
You
Yeah.
would have used it though.
Yeah, I would have. Oh yeah.
Either that or frame it. I don't
That
know.
would have that would have. If I would have got that guitar, I actually would have went backstage, had him sign it, and it would be the guitar I'd be playing today. So
Yeah. Dude, that's awesome.
yeah.
How often does Brothers Grimm rehearse? You guys sound like you're pretty rehearsed.
Yeah, we rehearse every weekend.
Okay.
Yep. And if we have a show going on and we feel like we've added a couple new things, we might throw in a couple rehearsals. So we might do three before a gig, but we rehearse every weekend.
That's awesome.
Yep. We get
Couple
together.
hours in.
About 3 hours every
wow.
weekend.
You guys are serious.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if you're not,
Yeah. Well,
I don't know what you're doing. You know?
you got to take it very serious.
Yeah. And, you know, we write music too.
Yeah.
So some time is spent sometimes just being like, hey, check out this riff. And we'll just get to put our heads together and work on like a new song that we've written. So anytime you see us, you're going to hear a bunch of covers that, again, we've pulled apart and re-glued together in a way that we like. But also, you'll hear 5 or 6 originals.
That's awesome.
So you hear original music, you hear covers. We like to do stuff that people know, but that
Pepper in some originals.
and pepper in originals. But we like to play stuff like a lot of people play Led Zeppelin. We'll play Led Zeppelin, but we'll play the songs that nobody else is playing yet.
Gotcha.
And then, you know, AC/DC.
Yeah.
You know, but we'll play the ones that nobody's playing. You know, on purpose.
Yeah.
Because you love AC/DC. You go see Lynn White like tear up AC/DC.
He's wonderful.
And you know, that inspires me to play AC/DC.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna play AC/DC songs that they're not playing.
Yep.
Because I want you to go see that.
Yeah.
But I want you to come see what I'm doing with AC/DC.
And once in a while, you know, it's damn near impossible not to do someone else's song.
Oh yeah, it happens all the
Jesus.
time. Happens all. I mean, if you're gonna get uppity about another band covering
Yeah.
the same song that you're covering, well, I mean, you're in the wrong line of work.
Yep.
It's gonna happen.
Does.
You know, hopefully you put a spin on it.
Yep.
You do a different ending. You do a breakdown. You do something.
Make it your own.
Make it your own. Then
I gotcha.
then you know, nobody's doing it the same.
Yeah.
You may be playing the same cover, but you're not doing it the same.
Yeah.
So that if one person goes and sees both bands playing the same song, they're going to get 2 different shows,
Yeah.
which I absolutely love.
Yep.
My favorite thing about live music is going to see a band 3 or 4 times and it not being the same show.
Yeah.
Because, you know, that's real talent.
Yep.
It's not just overly rehearsed. There's, you know, some, and also, not that it's overly rehearsed, but I like to say that I saw a band do something that everyone didn't get to see in the last year.
Yeah.
You know, when you go see live music like I have for so many years, there's moments that bands have that you were there for that moment.
Absolutely.
I saw Willie Nelson play, opened up for the Dead. I think it was in the 2000 era. You know, and Willie Nelson was something I was familiar. I grew up with Willie Nelson.
Yep.
Well, he came on stage with the Dead, and you know, if you've ever seen Willie Nelson play, I mean, he's a pretty chill, laid-back strummer. He came out with electric guitar, and he was ripping up and down.
Wow.
Like I was like, holy shit!
How long ago was that?
2000 era.
Oh, wow.
And you know, so he
was
came.
70s then.
Yeah. So he came out and he just annihilated the fretboard on the guitar,
Yeah.
and I was like, holy! Nobody. If you were at that show, you saw that.
Wow.
If you weren't, you have no idea what I'm talking about. But it was mind blowing to see Willie Nelson just rip it up.
I've never seen him on electric.
Me either. This was the only time I've
that
ever
damn old
seen it.
guitar that's ripped open. That's
Yeah.
what I always see him.
Yeah.
With the hole in it.
Yep. Yep.
That's got to be worth millions.
Yeah.
Even all beat up like that.
Yeah.
Just because he played it.
Well, his original one that got the hole in it, that one's in the museum.
Okay.
The Hall of Fame. Now all the guitars I think he gets from Martin they actually wear them out like that pre-worn, so it looks like he's playing the same guitar that he's been playing since like the 60s.
That makes sense.
Yeah, because I don't think his original guitar would hold up on stage.
Probably not.
Especially if you've ever played a guitar that long. You know that there's times that you just have to retire your instrument.
I am a huge fan of Willie.
Yeah.
I love Willie.
I love, I grew up with Willie Nelson, my uncle.
I'll never smoke weed with Willie again, though, I'll tell you that. That's actually a song.
Yeah, I know that song pretty well.
Toby Keith.
We watched Clint Black one year play at Vernon Downs years ago, and he did that song.
Yeah.
And he told an actual story about the time he went, the only time he went on Willie's bus, which are always the funniest.
Got to be a cloud in there.
Yeah, that's what he was getting into, is that like they walked in and when they walked out they had no idea where they were.
I'm gonna need some Lay's potato chips.
Yeah.
I got myself the munchies.
Yeah, and a gallon of Schlitz, you know. Yeah.
So there's a guy that went to your show. His name's Bobby Spadafora.
Bobby.
Yeah, that's how I got a hold of you guys.
Yeah, he told us that he was going to make us famous. Yeah, he said he was going to make us famous.
I have 4 people to watch this show. Yeah. You're not going to be famous.
Well, I guess fame is relative, you know.
In your own head, in my own head, I'm doing a pretty good thing.
Yeah, doing a great job.
Oh, yeah, man.
Yeah. Yeah, I know about you. A lot of people I know about you. I mean,
don't let them talk shit about me, man.
No. No. Well, they can't talk shit unless they're watching.
That's right.
If they're watching your show, well, now they can
Who's
have
the guy
an
with the big nose and with the annoying laugh?
Yeah.
Who's that guy? Oh, he's the host?
The guy all labeled up with trying to let you know who he is.
I got the chillin' polo.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what's up. I'm just out here, like I said, I'm hanging out with my buddies. And a lot of you guys I've never met before. Like, I've never met you before. And we're talking like we've known each other for 20 years.
Yeah.
It's just how it is. I love my show, man.
Yep, that's why it's nice and chill. This is a great thing you got going on. Great atmosphere. And
62 episodes booked. I'm busy as hell.
Yeah, that's great.
People are in line to do the fall season.
Well, see, getting guys like me is perfect because I can talk forever.
I love it.
That's my thing.
You'll be on again.
I just tell stories. That's all I do.
I gotta have you. Do you have acoustic?
I do have an acoustic.
Would you do a couple songs if next time I had
Oh
you?
yeah, absolutely.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, absolutely.
Not right now, man.
No, I don't.
You looked at me like, oh, I'm not prepared.
Well, I probably could bust out a couple. I just don't have my guitar.
Yeah. But next time I'll have you on, do a couple songs. That'd be cool, man.
Yeah.
I totally forgot to ask you.
Yeah. I
busy.
had thought about it, but again, it was really hot today, and my brain's a little scrambled. I was like, oh.
Maybe I'll book you like the first episode next year. That's
cool.
a high honor, you know.
Yeah, oh yeah. I'll take it.
Not really.
Does it come with a trophy or something? Like,
I'll get you an extra tie-dye.
there you go. Because you already got them.
I'll make a different color.
Yeah.
I'll put a Grateful Dead bear on there. Copyright infringement all over the place.
Yeah, there you go. Nobody's going to know unless you're trying to sell them.
I'll get you a tie-dye koozie. What do you think about that?
I think that's a great honor.
That is a great honor.
I happen to collect koozies. I don't know if you can tell, but
yes.
That's why we have koozies. Because I'm a koozie guy. So
John Westcott's like, I'm going to autograph mine, and the 29th like gets it.
Yeah.
Well, come to find out, his didn't load to Facebook. It was on YouTube. And it finally loaded to Facebook last night.
Oh, so maybe
it got 1 like. So it passed, you know. So.
Like I was texting you on Facebook. Like there's something weird with the algorithms now.
Yeah.
Something's going on there.
I was livid. I'm sitting there swearing at my phone. It's like, I'm cleaning everything out. It's like, what the hell?
Yeah, I think what they're trying to do is just make you pay for everything.
I ain't paying for it.
Yeah. That was the best part of Facebook. It was all free.
I'll go totally YouTube with my 40 subscribers.
There you go. You could get subscribers easier.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
This is the great thing though about shows like this is that like you could set up like you were doing like at the bands and doing a little bit of video with the bands, talking there. Like everywhere you go, you can be doing your show.
Uncle Jimmy, you're familiar with him,
Uncle
right?
Jimmy, yep.
He does that. He's the king of it.
Yep.
I just try to get, a song or two from each band that I go see. I'll be definitely recording you guys.
Yep. So. And you do, and then you do your little party at the end of the year too.
Yeah.
Yeah, and this year it's bigger, right? Yeah. Good for you.
We'll talk about it off camera.
Oh, good. Good for you.
Did I send you the invite?
I don't think so yet.
Okay.
Not
You're
yet.
invited.
Yeah.
I'll let you know the deets after.
No, but I think it's awesome because one of the things that we fell in love with again because of COVID really is backyard parties.
Dude,
So during COVID, we were playing like 65th birthdays, 21st birthdays.
yeah.
You know, people were building stages in their backyards and stuff. I'm like, listen, like we'll play anywhere, but you got to have something for us to play on.
Yeah.
So some of them were paying us to build the stage. You know, so we were having a great time just playing backyard gigs. And I was like, man, this is why I fall in love with playing music is, you know, you play music at a backyard shindig, it's way different than a bar.
I had 50 musicians out here.
Yeah, that's
It
crazy.
was awesome.
That's amazing.
I was the king that day.
Mm-hmm.
And we took a group photo in between these trees. I used to do my show right there. And it was, I mean, we packed that area.
Wow.
So many musicians.
That's great.
That was awesome. D-Dub was doing the videos.
Yep.
There's a video on YouTube
Yep.
of the behind the scenes of it. What a great day.
Yeah, this area has been in like a weird renaissance period, I feel like, for music. And I think La Vie Boheme really kicked it off.
Oh, yeah.
When La Vie Boheme was down there on the corner.
Elliot Clark, brother.
Elliot and his mom and
D-Dub.
his dad, and love those guys.
Yep.
Love Elaine, love George.
Elliot's a lovable guy.
Elliot,
I need his energy.
Yeah. I don't know where he gets that energy.
I don't know.
But
I know he's going to jump on tables everywhere he's at.
yeah, good for him.
He almost hit me with the bass about 12 times.
Yeah.
Bastard.
Yeah, you know, I really think that they. I saw a lot of people there really find their voice and really come out of their shell.
Yes.
And I feel it's a shame that they're not around anymore. I feel like we need more coffee shops like
I
that.
agree.
We need more things like that because the younger kids, you know, like Elliot was playing there every night.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not surprised he's in a band.
I didn't know he had long hair.
Yeah, he had dreadlocks when I first
I
met
had
him.
no idea.
He had long dreadlocks when I first met
Wow.
him. That's why I liked him instantly. I was like, yeah, he's got dreads. He's got to be.
I
cool
thought
guy.
I knew my brother Elliot.
Yeah.
Apparently I did not.
Yeah. So there's so many people played music there. We played music there. To see like a small place like that, like any weekend they were open, it was people were outside.
Yeah.
There had to be 70 to 80 people in there every weekend, and that's phenomenal.
Yes, it is.
You know, and that's the kind of stuff we really should support and lift up more.
That's how D-Dub got started around here.
Absolutely.
And look at him now doing shows in New York City.
New York City is
He's on TV.
TV. I was watching the show, watching your show the other day, D-Dub.
He just bought a chillin' hat yesterday.
Yep. Yeah. So it's very interesting to see, you know, something like that open up, and it really just people just.
Dub was on my
flower.
show talking about it and actually cried
Yeah.
because he was telling me how it closed down.
Yeah.
He lost it. And
Yeah.
Elliot's like, oh my God.
Yeah, I think that was tough. I think for a
That
lot of
was
musicians around here because, you know, going to not just any open mic, but just Elena and George are fabulous people, and
Yeah.
they would always sing. Elliot would always be playing. Like they had a thing, and that's what was amazing about La Vie Boheme is they had a thing going on. It felt like you were part of the Clark's family.
Yeah.
And you know, I almost just got teared up right there.
Everybody cries on my show. It's a thing.
Good Lord.
I started off the first episode crying.
Yeah, you know.
Just because I missed it.
Yeah, I mean, you know, if you're a musician,
You're not going to cry on my show. Don't bother coming.
yeah. If you're a musician, you're probably one part crazy and two parts emotional.
Yeah.
And that's what makes your music so great.
Yeah.
You know, you got to be a little bit of both, I think. But, you know, I actually got to know the Clarks really well, and I went to school with Emily, and I became friends with Elliot really fast from being over there all the time. And you know, when you went to La Vie Boheme, you felt like you were part of the Clarks family.
Yeah.
Like, while you were inside there, you were family, and everyone was family. And again, anyone that went there, they didn't go there because it was just an open mic night. They went there because of that feeling of being like you were family.
Yeah.
Not only were you part of that family, but you were a part of a musician family.
Yeah.
You know, and George and Elaine, again, love you guys. They're incredibly talented as well. And so when you feel like you're part of a musical family, like you got that family vibe and the music, it's the same thing I fell in love with at the festivals.
Yep.
It's the same thing I grew up with.
Yeah.
You know, and it's the same thing in Brothers Grimm Band that we have as a band. like we're not just bandmates. Like we're all very, very close friends.
Awesome.
And so in order to like be in our band, like you have to be like family.
Yeah.
You know, we rely on each other. We talk to each other. We're there for each other. The band is incredibly flexible to like life because everyone has life. You know, not one of those bands where, well, you can't make it, you just can't play with us anymore. Like, you know, people got to be flexible.
Yeah.
Life happens, especially when you're, you know, 25 and older. You know,
You are welcome.
life is a little bit more serious. So you gotta have some. You have to place music in a priority situation, but it can't trump like, you know, your life and your family and stuff. So it's got to fit.
Yeah.
But again, La Vie Boheme was like a family of musicians, and I know that it actually crushed a lot of people when it closed because they didn't have that family connection anymore, and they didn't have that musical connection. And now I know a lot of those people go to other open mic nights,
Yeah.
but all of them, if you ask them, they'll say the same thing. It's not the same.
Yep.
It's not the same because you're not part of that family of music.
16 Stone seems to be the place.
16 Stone, I haven't been there yet, but it looks like it's doing pretty
Maggie
well.
goes there all the
Maggie
time.
goes there all the time. A couple other people who used to go over to La Vie Boheme go
Yep.
there all the time. That's actually on my list of things to do this summer is to go up there and do some open mic. Yeah, when we got started playing, we were doing open mic at the Snubbing Post.
Okay, yep, I've heard of that.
And you ever heard of the Hans device?
I have, yep.
So I became real good friends with Hans early on, and took me under his wing, and I love him and I miss him. So Hans, if you see this, I miss you, buddy. Whatever you're doing, grab your guitar and come see us.
That's right.
And so he would always do open mic nights, but it was a full band open mic night. And so we started playing all the time. Anytime Hans the Voice was playing somewhere, Soggy Monsters was right behind him.
Yeah.
And so then we were playing over at Electric Company.
Yep.
They started doing open mics over there. I've known, you know, Anthony Z for a really long
He'll
time.
be here next week.
Yeah. Oh, really?
Yep.
No, I've known Anthony. I've known Z for a long time. I know his cousin Joe Sweet. Really good friends with him too. And so again, like,
You ever done Z Show?
yeah,
Okay.
I've been on Z Show a couple times.
Yep, me too. I'm going back in September.
Hopefully,
He don't know it yet. That's just how it is.
I'll call you soon, Z. We'll get Brothers Grimm back over there. We've actually been through several musicians in the last 4 years. We've been through probably 6 bass players.
Yeah.
And so we've had to like really kind of like scale down and just make sure that we have all of our shit in one sock.
Yeah.
But now we got a really good friend of mine, Jason Fuller, and he's playing bass, and we couldn't be happier to have Jason. He's a great guy and an amazing bass player.
Yeah.
Used to play with Homely Jones back in the day.
I'm talking to him right now to get him booked.
Are
Homely
you?
Jones.
Homely Jones?
Yeah.
Yeah. Who, Dave or Doug?
Uh,
Who are you talking to?
I'm not exactly sure.
No.
I thought his name was Homely.
Well, and then there's you know, Joe Domenico plays bass for them. I went to high school with Joe Domenico, and he's a great bass player too. Doug Nodine plays guitar and sings for Homely Jones. Great vocalist, great guitar player, and you got Dave DeSantis, who I grew up with in Sylvan Beach. Amazing guitar player.
He's got a hold of me before.
Yep. So I would definitely have them on. I would definitely have Doug and Dave on. Like they're great guys.
Yep.
Known those guys for a long time. Again, it's just amazing. It's amazing to me now to see all of these people I know in bands. I mean, me and Scotty were over at Frogs watching 169. Lynn was there and Kevin was. I mean, like so.
I can't believe I haven't run into you. I'm always at 169 shows.
You probably just didn't actually run into me shoulder to shoulder, but I'm
probably.
there.
Okay.
I'm usually out back smoking a cigar. So.
Now I know what to look for.
Yeah, look out back. I'm the guy with
A handsome
cigar.
guy with aviators. And
Yeah, and a big stogie, and a big stogie. Out
because he lives life to the fullest.
That's right. That's right. So it's amazing. You know, yeah. So again, ran into Scotty, and we were just like, can you believe like Scotty said, who would have thought that two guys from the beach would both be in bands,
Yeah.
both be in the same area playing? Like you couldn't even have imagined.
And then
it.
Gary Johnson killing it.
Yeah, Gary. I knew Gary from
The king of the loop.
Yeah, I knew Gary before he was looping, and
Yeah.
he has just been an absolute.
Did you know they told him when he was first starting out he couldn't sing? He told me that on a show.
Yeah, I believe I know this story.
Yeah.
I one time was staying over at Gary Johnson's house. We were having a sleepover. I was good friends with his brother Ricky, and I was staying in Gary's room with Gary. And middle of the night, I just heard the piano kick on and somebody playing piano, and I'm like, "What the hell are you doing?" And he's like, "Oh, I just got this riff in my head. I gotta play it, or I won't be able to sleep." And so he just sat there and played the riff.
Yeah.
Then he went back to sleep. And I think that was the moment I realized that Gary had something special.
Yeah.
And then the next thing I know, Gary was teaching us in music class and Silver Boulder Beach School. We were all playing recorders, and he was playing the piano note for note. Gary's a talented musician. I've known him for a really long time. His family is like family to me. Again,
Yep.
grew up in the trailer park with them. Great guy, amazing musician.
Yeah.
I don't think I know anyone really that's better than Gary
Yeah.
on anything.
Phenomenal.
I've never seen him play a bad note or a bad instrument.
He knows I like Harvest Moon, and I was out seeing him play, and he started off with Harvest Moon.
Yeah.
He loves me, man.
There's something to say when Gary will have you just text him a song and
Yeah.
just play it. Like nobody else is going to do that.
Yeah.
I'm not going to do that.
Yeah.
It's going to take me 2 weeks to rehearse a song that you want to hear,
Yep.
just to make sure that I got it right. And he's just ripping them out.
Ryan Quinn, when I asked him to do Harvest Moon, he rerehearsed it for weeks.
Yeah, right.
Even though he's phenomenal as
Yeah.
it is, he doesn't even need to have to practice.
Yep.
He's like Gary.
Yep. Yeah, it's just Gary's got something a lot of people don't have, and a lot of people would love to have that.
Yes, hell yeah.
He's talented, real talented guy.
I sing in the shower, my cats are like, "Shut the fuck up."
If you were in my house, you'd hear me singing songs to the dogs and cats all day long. That's all I do. I walk around the house, sing to the animals.
Yeah.
Again, it's really nice to see everyone doing fairly well with music and expressing it. I don't know what the next generation is going to look like for music.
Hopefully like this.
I hope it does. I hope everyone.
Everybody should go support everybody.
Yeah.
I know it's a hard thing to do because that's why I do my little chillin' fest that I'm about
Yep.
to shut this off and tell you about.
Sure.
I'm calling it Chillin' Fest.
That's awesome. That's great. That's why we did the.
You never get to see each other, and I fix that once a year. And
Yeah.
it started last year.
That's why we did band camp, so we could get all the guys that we like playing with and seeing like in one space.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that's great. There's not a lot of festival type stuff like that anymore. There's not a lot of multi-band things happening. Most of the time it's just 1 to 4 bands, but Joe Sweet back in the day used to throw a festival, and he used to throw it way out where I used to go to festivals, and it was a big deal, man. Like Joe Mama and the Funk Daddies, his band would play. I think what was it? I think Richie Havens played it one year, if I'm right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Richie Havens was there. Yeah, Richie Havens is a legend.
Yes. Absolutely.
Just so much good music in my life, and I always yearn for those moments again. And to go to that question, what's your favorite music, or why did you? That's why. Like those moments in music history for me that I've experienced, I want to feel again. And if I can't go see it, I want to kind of create it I want to feel it on stage, but also pass that energy on to anyone who might be there.
See, I'll listen to a song will come on the radio or whatever I'm listening to. I'm like, wow, I haven't heard this in got to be 2 decades. I'm that old.
2 decades.
And that made me fall in love with it all over again.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, wow, this song was special to me once. I
Yeah.
haven't heard it in like 20 years.
Yeah, there's something about music. Music can trigger. They've done scientific studies that found that music can trigger long held memories.
Yes.
It's the only thing that does that.
Yeah.
And so when you hear a certain song, that nostalgia is actually you accessing memories that you've just put away for so long.
Then here comes the plug-in that says vibe on it, and it's
Right.
vibing right in your brain
right.
all over again.
Yeah, exactly.
I love it.
Yeah. So, there's certain songs I can still hear to this day. Like,
Yeah.
I'll go right back to being a kid. My hair will stand up
Yep.
on my arms.
That's how you know you got it, man. If it hits you like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, music is special. I think I think that's the deal for almost every musician, is that music hits them in a certain way. And there's just one thing in this world that I think is so special, and that's the ability to express your soul,
Yes.
your heart.
Yes.
And there's not a lot of people that know how to do that.
Yep.
And when they come into the world of music, they start to open that door, and that it's so therapeutic.
Yeah.
I think that music has gotten me personally through a lot of traumas and things in life that I wouldn't have got through any other way.
Yeah.
There's still songs to this day that if I hear just come on the radio, I'll just break down.
Yeah.
I'll pull my car over and cry for a good 20 minutes, and
man.
then sop it up, and then get back to riding, because it reminds me of somebody that's special. It reminds me of somebody I love. And then there's other songs that remind me of people I don't like, and I like those songs just as
I
much.
hate that, Chillin.
So music is just so, it taps into the innate nature of the human soul.
Yes, it does.
When the human soul is one of expression.
Yeah.
And, this is an expression.
Yeah.
This show,
I love it.
these are the things that are capable for human beings now. And again, there's things that you find in nostalgia when you look back are very special. I would say if you gathered most people from La Vie Boheme and at the time and said, how important is this to you? They're like, oh, it's good for me. And then, in hindsight, they're like, that shit got me through some rough times. That made me feel like I was important again.
I got
like,
D-Dub through some rough times.
Yeah.
He said it on my show.
And that's the thing, it got me through some stuff too. Like, that stuff's very, very important, and it's stuff that I'll take with me, to the grave. I was on the way over here thinking, what the hell are we going to talk about? And La Vie Boheme just kept coming up in my mind, and I'm like, God damn it, I miss that place.
Yeah.
There's other places. I miss the...
If I had the money, I would open something like that up.
Ditto.
I know musicians.
Ditto. I don't play the lottery, but every once in a while I think that, and I'm like, I'm going to play the lottery today, and if I do, I'm going to go buy La Vie Boheme, and I'm going to open it back up, and... Elaine's gonna run it and do whatever she wants, and she's gonna hire 1,000 people to do all the stuff, and I think like that sometimes, and that's because obviously there is something there.
Let's get a bunch of musicians to invest in it.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
I mean, what could be better than a venue that was run and owned by musicians?
Yeah.
That'd be amazing.
La Vie Chillin'. Hell yeah.
It's hard though now. Like COVID was a big hit to almost every business.
Yep.
I'm really surprised that the businesses that stayed going and struggled through and who are still going, and who are still doing great things. And a lot of people don't even know, like they're the Sunset and the Beach, they struggled, but they just keep going strong. I love Donnie over there, and I love all my friends that work there. That's a great venue to play music. Everyone there loves music.
Sunset Grill?
Sunset Grill.
Yeah.
I don't think there's ever been a band there. Maybe
Len
there
enjoys
has.
that place a lot.
Yeah, he's going to be in my neck of the woods soon, so I'll be down there enjoying some before August when they come there. Everyone down there is a music lover.
Yes.
Everyone wants to... The only thing not the only thing, but everyone down there lives for live music. That's what they want to do.
Scotty was here the other day. Poor guy's in a sling and everything.
What did he do?
He had shoulder surgery.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah.
He just had knee surgery, too, not too long ago.
Well, yeah, he's a superstar like that.
Yeah.
King of surgery.
Yeah, knee and shoulder.
He's bionic now. But anyway, he was... Scotty, I swear to God, I love you, brother. I give him a lot of shit.
The bionic man.
Yeah, he is. And he gives me a lot of shit in return. But anyway, I lost my train of thought. What was I going to say? Something about Scotty.
He was just here.
Oh, he was so proud that he booked 2 gigs in the Beach. And as a kid dreaming of it, he never thought that would happen.
Absolutely, ditto. Same
Yeah,
here.
yeah.
I've played at the Crazy Clam and played at the Sunset, more than a dozen times, and those are places that as kids we used to see like, all the local bands play. I mean, I grew up sneaking backstage watching Kato play, and local bands that would come around, and like Red Hush and things like that would play there. We were like late teens, like trying to sneak in and get a beer, or get a whiff of a joint or something, just like really trying to get in trouble, but also get in to see the music. And there were several times it worked.
Scotty used to sneak in to see Gridley Page.
Yeah, ditto.
Yeah.
Yeah, ditto. We
Look
all,
at that, Tim.
Yeah. We all used to do that. I remember the one, I think Scotty was there that night. I think there was like 7 of us. Somehow we got into Fool's Beach House while they were loading the drums in. The door was open and they had walked away from the drum set, and we were all just like, fuck it, and we ran in, and the place was crowded.
Yeah.
And so nobody noticed us kids in the back dancing to Gridley Page. So
Tim will be here June 12th. I got to remember.
oh, that's good.
I got to remember all this to tell him.
Yeah, growing up in a beach was fun because there was always music.
Yeah.
Harpoon Eddies, lots of music. Again, it is nice to play some of these venues that you grew up watching bands at, but it's also nice to see all these people playing music and kind of see like a scene come together.
Yeah.
The other day I was booking a show, and with a venue I hadn't played at, and a buddy of mine called me and said, hey, I was over at that venue, and or I was over at a different venue, and they were being called by this venue to check you guys out,
Wow.
asking about you. And I was like, well, that's cool.
Yeah.
I didn't know that bars even called each other, but I would assume that probably should be a thing.
Yeah.
Like, hey, and this is again like the cool thing I'm seeing nowadays is like bands supporting bands. Like I'll post before August show, if it's coming near me, I'm slapping it on my Facebook.
Yep.
They'll slap yours on their Facebook.
Yep.
They'll go to your shows, you go to their shows. Like
Yep.
that's the kind of stuff that I like
That's
to
what
see.
needs to happen a lot more often.
Yeah, a lot more often.
Yep.
And there'd be bigger numbers.
Yep.
The venues would be happier.
Yep.
Even if you're only going for an hour.
Yeah.
Go see the band for an hour, buy a couple beers, support other people, and make sure they know you're there.
Yeah.
And then they're going to come to your show.
Kevin and Lynn are best friends, and I do believe dating on the side.
Yeah, they do that.
They have a bromance.
I think
going.
there's a bromance there. I don't blame them, though. I like both of them a lot.
They're wonderful people.
I
I bust their balls. It's cool.
I met Kevin like last year, I think, and instantly we hit it off. Great guy. Their band is phenomenal too. I'm not the biggest country fan, but those guys play everything from country to classic rock and southern rock. You'll find me there.
Broken Rule, top-notch band. No,
Top-notch
no
band.
fans or buts about it.
No,
I mean they're right
great
up there.
band.
Right up there.
Their musicians are I don't know.
Matt Fellows,
they're
phenomenal.
Such
Oof.
everyone in that band is really good.
Yep.
Everyone in that band's good.
Yep.
They lucked out finding all those great people, and they're all really cool people.
Yeah.
They're all really nice guys.
They'll
That's
show
hard
up
to find.
early and take a freaking picture with the whole band.
Oh yeah, they'll buy you chicken wings
Yeah,
and
yeah,
get
yeah.
you a beer.
Whatever.
You haven't met nicer people, and
Yeah.
that's still a rarity. Like to find really nice people in bands, like
The lead singer Matt Fellows come over, shake my hand. Hey man, how you been? Ain't
Matt's
seen
a
you in
cool
while.
guy.
We'll
Great.
shoot the shit.
As a vocalist, I will tell you that Matt is an amazing vocalist.
Amazing talent.
Yeah, amazing talent.
Yep.
They were right to find him and scoop him up as fast as they did,
Yep.
because
Bo Bailey, their new bass guitar player.
Bo's a really good
I met
bass
him
guitar-
at Papa Top, and we were talking for like me and you are. Like we couldn't shut each other up.
Yeah. Yeah, so we played Papa Top last year, and I think it was Matt and Kevin and maybe Bo
Yeah.
were all there, and I don't think they were going to stay, but we started playing, and they stayed for a good portion of the night.
Yep.
Came up, said goodbye to us, introduced themselves, and then a couple weeks later I was hanging out with Kevin and Lynn, and we were talking about playing the Rusty Pond gig.
Yep.
And
That's big to them.
yep, and Kevin's been really helpful for us, helping us get a couple gigs, and hope to return the favor. You know, it's just amazing. You don't find that kindness. At least I haven't found that kindness in the music world, the local music world, until meeting these guys.
Yeah.
Like, so I'll gush over Lynn and Kevin for hours because they're the kindest guys ever. If they can help you, they will give you the shirt off their back.
Yeah.
And that's, not only is it rare to find really sick musicians like those guys, but then also find really kind people in those same musicians.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, you know, I thought I was the only one. You know, I will often tell people that I am the you know, the most humblest guy you know.
Yeah.
I just need everyone to know that.
I need you to know that I'm humble, damn it.
But no, they're really kind guys, and it's good now. It feels good to be in a local scene. Oneida's kind of blowing up, the
Yes.
local Oneida area.
Genesee Joe said that. He goes, Oneida seems to be a hotbed for music.
Oneida's kind of a hotbed right now, and I don't know what happened, but I'm glad it happened. I hope it stays this way and just keeps growing.
Yep.
Love Frogs is a great place now.
Sponsor.
Papa Top is a great place. We played Frogs in February.
Yep.
Hopefully we can get back in this year, maybe late.
I was sick as a dog when you played it. I told you I was coming.
We had
I
a
was sick
snowstorm
as
that
hell.
night too. We had like 3 feet of snow, and we still packed the bar.
I haven't felt that bad in a long time.
Yeah.
And I told you I was coming, and I felt like a piece of shit for not showing up.
Oh, well, we'll just hold it against you till you come to the next one.
I'll see you very soon.
But yeah, we had a snowstorm that night. We still packed the house. We had a great show, great time at Frogs.
Mary's wonderful. Shout out to Mary. I don't know if
Mary's
she's watching.
great.
I'll tag her in it so she does.
Yep. Mary's great. Mary, call me.
Yep.
But yeah, they're just booked all the time. 233, another great venue. Amazing food, by the way.
Yeah.
And they just, all the same bands are playing there. 169 before August, Rule, As If.
Showtime plays there.
Showtime plays there.
You talk about now that's a band.
Yeah. They've been around for a while too. I've seen them lots of times.
29 years.
Yeah.
Justin's coming in the middle of this month.
Yep.
Love
Yep.
that dude like a brother.
So, you know, all of these bands are playing all the same places, and it seems like we're all talking about it to each other and telling each other, hey, you should play over here, which again, we were talking back in the day, wasn't a thing.
No.
Nobody was trying
It's
to
totally
help.
changed.
Yeah.
180.
Yeah. I think it's mainly because COVID.
Yeah.
I think COVID made everyone like, you know, everyone's sphincter pucker up real quick and go, well, if we're not helping each other out, then nobody's going anywhere.
That's when everybody took to Twitch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Right.
when everybody started realizing that if you want to keep, I think everyone realized that if you want to keep the live music scene, especially our local scene, going,
Yeah.
you're gonna not only have to help create it,
Yep.
but you're gonna have to help support it. You can't just do your own thing
Yep.
and not help anyone else out.
Go out there and support other bands.
Yeah, you should be, you know, get some of the bands that you don't know that well but you think are good and have them open up for you.
Yep.
You know, one of the pluses to that is you don't have to play a 3-hour gig.
That's right.
You know,
You can leave whenever you want.
as if always has an opener act. You know,
Yep.
I think those things are really cool to like.
Acoustimus.
Yeah, Acoustic Moose.
Yep.
I think it's great to, you know, to do that. We've opened up for lots of bands. We've opened up for some nationally headlining bands too. You know, that's the kind of stuff I think, if we're not all working together to create the local music scene, it won't be there.
That's right.
You know, because again, I don't know what the younger generation's looking like. I don't know what kind of music they're going to be playing, and I don't know if the venues are going to support it,
Yeah.
or if those same people are even going to be wanting to go out and play music.
Yeah.
Because, you know, the online revolution's huge. I sometimes do recordings for guys out in San Francisco.
That's awesome.
I'll send them a take. My buddy Steve Ernenwine, he's a hip hop artist, but also a jazz player. You know, we'll trade licks all the time through the computer. He just popped out his last album, and I played on a couple of those tracks. It was phenomenal.
Yeah.
That's kind of where music is now. People don't have to leave the home,
Yeah.
which is kind of unfortunate.
Yeah. You got to get out there, though.
You got right. So
Yeah.
again, like if you want the local music scene, you have to help create it, and you have to show up for it too. I'm a big proponent of like, you know, you should show up.
Yeah.
Like, even if you don't know these bands, even if you're not friends with them, go try.
Yeah.
Go check it out.
You're going to be my new BFF, man.
Yeah.
I could talk to you for hours. But I know I got to wrap this up because it's going to be too long.
Yep.
What time is it?
7.
Oh, we went an hour.
Wow.
Jesus, man. Make sure when you share this, write up a little paragraph, be like, it's now flattering with Rick.
Yeah.
He made me feel like $1 million.
I'll do that. I'll actually share it like that. Yeah.
You know, it's really chilling.
Yeah.
I mean, you weren't pressured at all, were you?
No.
Hell no. I don't have 1 million questions.
No.
I just want to talk like this.
Yeah.
It's two brothers talking.
That's right.
That's how I always envisioned this.
Yep.
I had one good idea in my life. This was it.
Yeah. It's a damn good idea.
Oh, yeah.
And I hope it goes a long, long way in
I
many,
have
many
no
places.
plans on wrapping it up anytime soon.
Good. Good.
Might be harder and harder to find new faces, but
Nah.
hopefully they keep coming.
Nah, you got a lot of talent on here.
Yeah.
I've watched a whole bunch of these, and I'm impressed with all the musicians and people that are coming on here.
Yeah,
You might have to start getting like clowns and jugglers, you know.
that's fine.
You know, who knows?
I do dance like Michael Jackson. Maybe I should bring that in.
There you go. Everyone wants to see what Rick's talent
That's
is.
what's up.
That's
I'm embarrassed of that. My talent is this show.
Yeah.
I'm just a guy who likes to talk.
no, it's not a bad talent.
You're my new best friend, so I got to hang out with my best friend today.
That's right.
Hell yeah.
Well, Rick, thanks for having
Thank
me.
you, brother.
Yep.
This was an
Appreciate
honor,
it.
man.
Yep.
Thank
you.
Everybody go check out Brothers Grimm. This handsome guy will be right there, right at the forefront.